Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
I don't know why you made me think of the Dracula movie.
Good evening.
Good evening. I don't know why that's the first thought that popped into my brain, but it is.
I mean, if you still remember it, it's probably because it had some sort of like.
I haven't even seen it, bro.
Well, then you saw. Well, you must have seen something about it somewhere.
Instagram, I think our one friend sends it to me a lot.
Oh, there you go. That's where you found it. And it just kind of stuck with you, it seems.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm quickly just. I know it's stream time, but I'm setting up stuff. Well, I just want to check out audio.
Oh, there you go. That's where you found it. And it just kind of stuck with you, it
Aha!
seems.
We have good audio, I think. Not my sound. Me, talk. Sorry, I'm quickly just. I know it's stream time, but I'm setting up stuff. Well, I just want to check out
I,
audio. Why is
oh, there
it?
you go. That's where you found it. And it just kind of stuck with. On my side, I can't really hear you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let me turn down the game.
Yeah, I think it's
I
the
know
game
it's
is a
probably
little
not
bit
gonna help,
loud.
but.
Why does my voice sound a lot more gruff today? What the fuck?
I don't know. Chose to ignore that.
I'm not even doing anything strange. I don't know.
Maybe. Is that better? I don't know. I need to fix the game. Oh,
It's here.
yeah. Is it showing for you? Yes.
It was a little better, your voice,
A little
but
better?
still very low.
Hmm.
I've got the stream audio on like full almost, and
Trying to think of why.
check your output in your Discord. Discord.
Technical difficulties, our specialty. What? Game. I did not make you that big.
And it just says heal, heal Van
Hey
Helsing's.
you! My side is
Yeah,
Hayu.
Hiu, Hayu depends on perspective, I guess, or the eye.
Hayu.
Yeah.
No. Game, why you do this? I'm sorry. Technical fuck. Yeah.
Uh, just give me 2 seconds.
What? What? Honestly, I don't know anymore. The stream is a mess. I'm sorry. Why can I not? I'm sorry, everybody. Maybe if options, settings, full screen. Maybe that makes better. Yes, it does. Haha. Genius.
Hello.
Hello, I fixed it.
Very good. No response on your end. I don't know what's up with mine, like, because I'm listening on the stream and it doesn't sound great. Okay, you sound good now.
Do I?
What? Yeah, what did you change?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
What? Because I've changed nothing.
I've also
now it's
changed
fine.
nothing.
Maybe it was just my own stream that was apparently.
Mm.
Yeah. Let me go to Discord and click on the right window. Okay.
Welcome to Bad End Theatre! On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To
Everyone
begin,
loves tragic events.
of course we do. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. Which one do we want? Do we want the devil? Do we want the human?
Devil, 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 devil.
You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Attack it or play nice?
Oh, see, that one's got its own little tag of wicked.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna play into something.
Do you want wicked?
I just said demon. You were on the same page. Oh, let's leave the choice up to the Van Helsings for this one. Do we want to go down like the wicked route, or do we want to like be nice? Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Hatsuki.
Okay, attack it is! You kill the human doll in cold blood! How ruthless! You found your very first bad ending! But don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Okay, with the human. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? Hostile.
Hostile. Apparently, that's gonna be the theme for this one.
Okay. You both attack each other at once and achieve the worst possible outcome. What an excellent bad ending made possible by your decisions! You'll do well in this theatre. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you choose during your last playthrough.
The consequences of our action.
Like we care about those. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theatre actually doubles as a puzzle game! Now, try turning the doll's behavior on and off to see the different outcomes.
So there's wicked and hostile. So what do we just...
So let's turn both off. Let's just turn both off. Okay, I'm not gonna reread it. Play nice. You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. End tutorial. Okay. Do you want to reset the stage?
I mean... You mean sure? reset the stage and then pick one to attack and one to not, I guess.
You kill the demon doll in cold blood. How ruthless. And that's it. That's all the endings we can get.
Ah, very good. Then we're done. We should just be done.
Do you understand how to play? Explain from the beginning.
No, we're done.
Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Welcome to Bad End Theater. You completed the tutorial. Enjoy the show. That's the achievement we got.
Okay.
There are 41 endings.
Good God. So I guess let's go with Underling first.
I'm gonna let you read this one.
You are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. The voice makes me think of Kane from TADC.
The Amazing Digital Circus.
Ah. To be honest, that was what I was kind of going for, to be honest. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot.
Nice! I love when that happens.
You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Hint, hint.
Let's overthrow her, let's not.
Overthrow her anarchy.
Anarchy! It is bad endings, so.
Exactly. No! You're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that? You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. I wasn't expecting that.
Nice.
Your
man.
friends aren't very impressed. You ensure them that you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. I see, so the characters all interconnect, because Overlord is a different character.
Yeah.
She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Hobble her up.
Hungry.
Yapping.
No?
Cobble her up. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans.
Sorry.
What happened?
Apparently my scroll wheel can affect the thing.
Oh god. You start devouring the maiden without so much of a second thought. You feel quite proud of that.
It's blueberry jam.
Oh god. Other
It's
humans
Blueberry Jam, YouTube.
would surely praise you with curses if they were if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Put on a show,
but it's got a little skull.
Let's see what happens. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. He's actually an ankle biter. Your audience's screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you.
Oh no.
He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all.
I don't know how to explain this one to YouTube.
As you die, you think that was totally worth it. The curtain closes.
Perform
ending. Okay, so we could probably end up getting every one of them like offed, to be honest.
Do you want to reset the stage?
Let's reset it and pick the good options. So let's go with her again. So we unlocked the bad end, which got the hungry and disloyal. So now we just go through it again. Let's not. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. Others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out with the castle. Out of the castle, you're not going anywhere with it. Your friends praise your mischievous ways.
Just taking the castle on a date.
Yeah, just holding and just frolicking in the field. Yes. When the maiden realizes you're not gonna hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you. Because why is there conveniently only one language in the world?
Thank you!
If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do.
That sounds about fine. Starts just like joggily walking. Auntie walking.
Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to.
No.
You know you mustn't be going out all on your own. How dare you leave this castle and not tell anyone?
You could have died!
You apologize for your disobeying her, but hope that that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. With a smile. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on.
Just the little stars.
You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her.
Oh no.
She
no!
gives you a look and you say that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awoken by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk!
Avenge your fallen comrades and save yourself.
Well, we've gotten into new things now,
Yeah.
but that's gonna get us killed though. No, okay, no, we've already died to this hero.
Save yourself.
You look around at the lifeless forms of those that you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad.
Sorry.
Glad to leave the frame, I guess.
Hold on, I think I can. Yeah. Save yourself. There we go. Scroll wheel, follow it.
You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that you could flee the castle until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep, dark forest somewhere.
Dessert handling ending.
Okay.
Reset?
Reset, I guess. Okay, so let's pick the same two options, because the skull means that we die.
Yeah.
So there's probably going to be a case of... Yeah, just click it. Let's just confirm. Who does this guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You liked that guard. You wished with all of your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds.
Whoa!
It just says ankle nibbles, God!
I don't think that's ankle nibbles.
No, I think it was from the preview.
I think this is neck nibbles.
Yeah, you bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron.
Maybe face nibbles.
I
It's
thought
jam,
said
YouTube.
nipples.
Nibbles? Face
And you're like,
nibbles?
that's face nipples. What? The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken, your army has won. You have earned your rest.
Victorious underling end. I think that's all the ones we can get now. Until we
mean?
get the other characters.
But if we eat the maiden, and then we go to the village and not cause a ruckus.
Oh, true.
So go back in. I don't know if you turned off the... Okay, no, that's yeah, it doesn't matter. That's not.
So you too?
Change your mind and leave. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
My headset was yelling at me that I was dying, which is probably why I kept switching between soft and stuff.
This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'd take a nap. It's back at the...
But it may be different.
Waking by the Sounds of Battle, we've read this one. No.
No.
Okay, so yeah.
Save self, skip.
It was a little deceiving. Do you know if there was another choice after the put on a show thing?
No, there wasn't. There was just the hero popping up and going to kill us. So who do you want to go to next? Because we've unlocked what I assume is both of his. I assume there's 2 for everyone.
Most likely. Oh, let's go Overlord then.
You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how it is boring to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Tell them to get back to work and we get Tyrant, or grant them the day off.
Well, let's get the things first and then we can look for other...
Tyrant! You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy Overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the Overlord. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers? What the hell, guy? You rush out onto the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding capture. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero. He has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you into pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord end.
Okay, so that one kind of just like...
Oh, we can set his temperament. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that was him eating the
maiden.
So that's why she didn't know what was going on.
So do we want to set him as disloyal?
Set him because I think, was he only hungry or was he both this time?
He was only hungry.
Okay, well, if he's disloyal, either way he'll leave the castle. But
one way he won't eat the maiden.
Yeah, so if he's not hungry, he won't eat the maiden and he'll bring her back. Yeah. So keep him disloyal, and then...
So we can go with Tyrant again, or we can grant him the day off.
Let's just see what happens now that we change his temperaments.
You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. You thought you told that underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break away from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little interested in this guest, so you let them off easy. That underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient, thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you've never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Do you want to read her?
Well, I mean, may as well just keep reading because you're kind of like narrating through it.
Fair.
Per character.
Perhaps I'm not performing my role very well. My role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you with that contempt. You wonder what to say. Tell her she'd better go home. Antisocial.
Yeah, let's get that.
You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost.
Funny she is.
The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. One of your underlings is tearing out your throat. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this.
God.
Damn! Assassinated Overlord ending.
Okay, so now we take the disloyal away, and then try it again.
Skip. Tyrant. Skip.
So now we're gonna do the not bad ones.
But you don't get to rest for very long. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord ending. So, it doesn't really matter, we're going to go through it anyway. Grant them the day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great.
Yes, you're walking.
Let her stay for a while. You can't bring yourself to end this maiden anyway. Send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing. No big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. He's so unsure of himself, covered in blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle has really taken it out of you. The hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come here for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there is nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone.
Damn.
Wrathful Overlord End.
Okay, so let's try to do it, but we end up
What if we have him as hungry and disloyal?
that was the first one, I think.
No, we had him as just hungry. We didn't have disloyal. We only had hungry.
I was gonna say, have him as neither. Do what we did, but then make the maiden leave. And then it should carry on peacefully. But let's do your one first.
I think I had him as neither already.
Yeah, no, but we let the maiden stay. And it caused the hero to come.
Fair.
If we let the maiden go, the hero won't come. Or it shouldn't come anyway.
So let's grant them the day off.
Yeah, so pick all the nice options.
Okay, it ends badly.
Have you put them as both?
Yeah, you die either way.
Yeah.
So what did you want to do?
Neither, and then just go and put all the good options. But make the servant leave, or make the maiden leave, basically.
Tell her she'd better go home. Burn in fire.
Oh, okay, so that's all of it then.
So
it was either going to be you burn in fire or the hero comes. So there was no other option there. Let's do the maiden.
Aiden?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read this one, or you want to read this one?
I'll do the hero after that.
You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle.
Hunter says hero next.
Damn! You are told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. Whoops. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, you know, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Shout for a hero to come save you, or introduce yourself, polite.
So, but yeah, no, it gets very difficult to combo what their traits are.
So do you want to do polite?
Yeah, let's get all the traits first.
You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. This is a cute picture. This is adorable. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here! Obey her obedience.
Yeah, obey her.
You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Look at this! Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain, the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero? They ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You are seized by the crowd and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Damn, man!
That ended like a lot sadder than I thought it would be.
So what if we have him as hungry?
Well, we just died.
I mean, we need the ending, so... You are a maiden. Skip. Introduce yourself. Tell the demon your name and you explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps on you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. Sorry. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more. Consumed. We were consumed.
Okay, so what was your initially? Was your nothing?
He was on nothing, she was on antisocial. So what if we have Tyrant?
Well, her and antisocial in general it didn't affect the last ending, but we didn't also change it. So I guess yeah, do what's happening. Yeah, that's fun.
Dude, introduce yourself. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them, but to your surprise she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed and the overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. Okay. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you. Little by little you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same about humans. You may be different, but really they're just... Really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with the Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. You think butterflies in your stomach. But then, a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow manage to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escaped Maiden. End A. End A. So there's a different side to that. So, if we reset the stage. What if we aren't polite this time?
Well, it doesn't matter what traits we are because we're controlling our
Fair.
choices. So he can't be angry, but what if he's not disloyal?
Fair. And what if
What if she's not? No, she can't be antisocial. Kick us out.
So what if she's neither, and then we're just...
Have we done? We've done just tyrant, eh?
Yes, that's the one we did just now.
Okay, yeah. Then try her with neither and see what happens.
I think the only one we haven't done is her screaming. Shout for a hero to come save you.
Okay, let's try that on.
You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize.
Oh, there's the original interaction.
Yeah. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell them the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken by a demon already. Okay, we escaped. Again. So that's the escape maiden ending. So, I'm wondering if that's all the endings we can get now for her?
Well, let's just try with neither. Let's go to the end and see what happens. Because there could be a chance that there's something we miss. I mean, if there's not, it only takes like a minute out of our time.
Shout for hero to come save you?
Polite.
Right. You stay at the Overlord. And start simping.
Okay, it's gonna be the
Overlord.
same way,
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was just checking.
Let's just do disloyal for the underling. Just disloyal. And like keep tyrant and antisocial. I wanna see if it will change anything. If not, introduce ourselves. Okay, it's the same thing. Reset the stage. Select the hero. I like the music change. That's so cute.
You are a hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy.
Whoops, sorry.
Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventure fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle.
Look at this picture of the Overlord. With the knowledge that we have, look at this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the maiden.
Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it.
Neither do we, bro. Shame he's cute. Why
You're
does he-
happy to protect, huh?
He's got a bolt around his head.
Yeah, I guess that's just... And all the hairies that he normally would keep out of his face kind of just...
Is in his face, yeah.
You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to get experience.
Bravely slaughter the evil creatures. Dutiful.
Yeah, get his traits. You made quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now.
Nicely XP.
After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gate. You're faced with an army of demons that look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord.
So we have dutiful, cut through them, or diplomatic.
Oh, let's get diplomatic.
Ask
What
if
do
they'll
you
let
do?
you in.
You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion.
Maybe because of the blood.
They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had a chance to wash off yet. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you.
Imagine if the main character of the game was just like, "Hey, XP."
You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way.
Just imagine if, like, a character knew that they had to collect XP.
They are anime like that.
I know, but just imagine, like in a game.
Yeah. You make it to the Overlord's chamber and hope you're still in time to save the maiden. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other.
The voices!
The voices are with it.
The voices!
You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There is no time to hesitate.
Destroy the Overlord, or ask the maiden what's going on.
Just for the Overlord, that's what is the heroic. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent.
Oop. Sorry, it looked like there was something else there. No.
The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand.
Her face!
She takes it, after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are.
No!
You escort the maiden home. She is oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. You smug bastard, she's terrified.
She is terrified!
The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done. Slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They threw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever
I
seen.
think that's a good thing.
No.
Triumphant hero in.
But I can see what other endings we can get. Because we can get Maiden Escape B with the hero killing the Overlord in the room.
So remember how we had Diplomatic as one of the options? Heroic covered that. Because we never got that pathway. I think.
Okay, so there must be no way. Well, let's go in again and see if we can maybe be diplomatic from the start.
Do we want her to be obedient? Or do we want to keep this? Do we want antisocial Overlord?
Let's try antisocial Overlord, yeah.
Or tyrant, because antisocial sends the maiden away.
Yeah, but then we still don't know what happens with the hero after that end of that story.
Fair, antisocial. So this is what we're going with, right? Dutiful, heroic, polite, disloyal, antisocial. Okay, I'm just gonna...
Okay.
Slaughter or
be like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life.
Look at his face!
I guess that... But you can't return home now, your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all, this is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord.
So what if we take diplomatic now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we couldn't take it because we don't have the blood.
Yeah.
Oh, we did have blood on us also. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable.
Maybe it's the one eye and the creepy smile.
Possibly. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy.
Yeah.
The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Ask the Maiden what's going on. The Maiden explains that she was never actually captured, and that she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. And just says the Overlord looks annoyed.
I mean, they've had like 2 humans come in and be like,
The Overlord allows the 2 of you to leave and you casually exit the castle. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. Oh, this is the Disloyal coming in.
Oh, look at this. It's all the colours. Blue,
Yeah.
orange, the pink for the Overlord. Orange the hero, blue for... what's his name? Underling, and I guess purple for the Maiden? Unless she hasn't... no.
Go back.
Do I have to go back? Oh, sorry.
They're talking about assassinating their Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures.
We have to tell her about this.
You don't understand what the Maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The Maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The Maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by a group of the entrants who shifts the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps.
This looks cool.
She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will.
But we have no XP.
This group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this.
Oh no.
In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this?
Demon magic?
The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side.
Just imagine! You bastards!
The next moment, the Overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest, and it lets out a horrible scream.
Jeez!
You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into the limp body. You can no longer watch. You look at the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the Overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by the flames.
Dang! Resigned hero.
Okay, so now, recess. Okay, so with her, she was only antisocial.
So, what if I have everyone else as nothing and just him as diplomatic?
Oh wait, yeah, you got 3 now.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like it doesn't matter what he. Oh, whose perspective are you going through?
Well, do we want to see what all we can get from the hero, and then
Yeah, because then we'll just go back to like the underling and try to fill in the blanks with
Yeah.
combinations.
skip, flee? I just want to go the diplomatic route. Ask me what's going on.
Because if you take the disloyal out of it,
Yeah.
it might not come to that. There's probably going to be a good combination where everything happens without anything wrong.
Yeah. So here you go.
You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved that you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try and stop her. The smoke is so thick, you already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You will return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons.
Bystander hero and B.
So there's another bystander hero.
Interesting. So what if we have Tyrant Overlord? Because we had just Antisocial, so what if we have Tyrant?
Let's have Tyrant, but have Underling still with nothing.
Yeah.
But we will need to test the hero's thing with the Underling being hungry as well.
Yeah.
Because remember, also, if the maiden it has nothing, she won't necessarily leave of her own volition, because being obedient is what gets her out of the room.
Feel like a coward. They'll let you in. Have we killed the Overlord in this one?
Yeah, we have. That's how we got heroic.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, so that's bystander ending.
Okay, so the Overlord's so Tyrant doesn't affect the hero's perspective.
Maybe Tyrant and Antisocial.
Well, again, with Tyrant doesn't matter because Antisocial sends the maiden away. So put Hungry on for the Underling.
Tyrant doesn't affect it.
Yeah, so let's just leave her with nothing. It's just Hungry, see what happens.
Yeah. So we want to go the diplomatic route, right?
Well, we'll figure out what happens like very close to it, I guess, because we shouldn't find the maiden there.
I feel like she'll. Ask if they'll let you in. Yeah.
The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, or at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she is a demon and all. But you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Okay. Useless hero end.
Damn, man!
Okay, so we got another ending with that.
So what if we do dutiful with him, but the maiden's not there? Like dutiful and heroic.
Yeah, okay.
Bravely slaughter the creatures. cut through the demon army. We haven't seen
Yes. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all of her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You've become strong from the hordes of demons you looked down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has vanished from this world, but what does that matter if you are too weak to save someone?
Damn.
You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Okay, so do you think that if we take the dutiful straight all the way to her with the maiden there? Because remember last time we tried diplomatic halfway through?
Yeah.
And it did change it a bit. So take hungry off. Put her as like polite and obedient. Well, just polite. Actually, not obedient because then she'll leave. Leave the underling off. Leave Overlord off, and then go back to the hero. Let's see if anything changes here.
So we want dutiful all the way through.
Yes.
We can ask the maiden what's going on.
Ask me what's going on this time. She explains that she has come here on her own. She was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out of the door. You see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero.
This is new. Stab the Overlord while you can, or this is all just a misunderstanding.
Well, let's take the heroic end to it, and then we can come back and try the other one. You lunge forward, driving a blade to the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. Okay, this is all the same.
Okay, reset. We want this all the way through. Skip.
And then we just do all misunderstanding, and then she should kill us.
Ask what's going on. Skip. This is all just a misunderstanding.
You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart, and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserved this. Okay, I have a theory.
Yes.
So-
Okay, theory. Sorry.
So, Okay, we're gonna go with her being polite, and we're gonna take the diplomatic route again.
Okay.
Trying to think if the Overlord needs to be anything.
What if we have her as obedient, the Overlord as antisocial, because then she'll meet the hero outside.
No, but I'm like wondering, you know that end where we got really far, like we left with the maiden, and then we found the underlings,
Mm.
and it was almost a good end.
So that was disloyal.
That was with disloyal on. We need to disloyal off, so that doesn't happen. So have her polite and try obedient, and then antisocial as well. And then see what happens. Because we've tried it with everything off, right?
No, we haven't, not yet. We've tried everything off except for, like, his things.
Well, if we're in his perspective, it doesn't matter.
Fair.
What his is.
Skip. So which do you want?
Be like a coward.
Yep. Okay.
On the way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you are currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Trusting.
She can't be trusted.
Well, the trusting will get us more stuff, so let's do the she can't be trusted, then we'll just run it through again.
Yeah, she can't be trusted.
You're unsure if you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. And Alien says, just in case you did see, hovering over tells you what happened.
Oh. So we see that's the option.
Yeah. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, uncertain that she must have been kidnapped, maiden. You were sent to rescue, glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past down the square, you notice the whole village crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. The smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms. You reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape that sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator here, end A. Okay, so we found the next ending. Okay, do it the same thing. Same thing.
Skip. Flee, skip. Believe her story.
Yes, trusting. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about the demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for an explanation. You politely inform them it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being very subtle about how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but do placate these fair citizens. You volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately. He says that they'll keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her down and her demon friends down already. But that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her, talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. The air becomes dark and thick as you enter deep into demon territory. Evil miasma. No, you realize it's just normal slack. Oh, it's back to the fire. See the maiden ahead, but she stopped in the tracks. Overlord's castle engulfed in flames. You had only taken an eye off the maiden for a second, but she's already disappeared. You get closer to the castle, but the smoke is so thick now, you think of turning back. Did you giggle at the word thick?
No, I moved.
I really thought you heard thick, you're like... The maiden might need your help, but you can barely see he who could be impossible to find. He could have been lying to you all along. Was this a trap? Would this be worth risking a life on that chance? Your legs feel heavy. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the village and tell them there was nothing you could do.
End A. So last time we got end B.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's all we can get from the hero's perspective, like Huntress is saying.
What
So
did
let's...
Huntress say?
Well, maybe see the maiden's perspective with these options. But I do think we do need to go around and see other perspectives with now all these new traits.
Well, let's see it from this perspective, because this is the one we've got set already.
But do we have it? We were diplomatic, right?
No, we just left. We didn't have dutiful or heroic or anything, we just had trusting.
Okay.
Polite, introduce yourself. Obey her. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain everything that happened. He is very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. This is cute! They had all been so worried and are very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seem confused and look to the hero for an explanation. He tells them he only ran into you on his way to the castle, and that this isn't really his story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his words over yours, but you don't say anything about it. The hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go and talk to the demons himself, just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear the words like trickery or demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You're not even sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him, because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by the monsters. The hero isn't saying anything, you'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Grab the hero and run, resolute, or leave on your own.
Okay, so leaving your own is obviously a bad end.
Yeah. But we can't just come back and get resolute.
Yeah, so I think do that.
You can prove yourself without anyone's help. This is a cute look at her face.
Yeah, so this is the perspective we just saw now.
You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening the beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's name could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight, the handle too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head toward the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke! A maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless maiden end A. Okay, so this time we want to take the hero with us.
Yes.
So skip, hide, skip, obey, skip. Grab the hero and run. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. Oh, now look at his face. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. But as you approach the castle, you notice something's gone terribly wrong. It appears to be a fire. Is the Loverlord? Yes. Is the Overlord?
The Loverlord!
I don't even know anymore, dude.
I think the Loverlord is a completely different profession, I'm not gonna lie.
Is the Overlord alright? You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you run to Burn Castle. Far too weak. Start to cough, the smoke is too thick. Okay, so it's the same.
No.
So what if he doesn't trust her?
while we'd burn. Oh well, we
We
have to stay there at the village, basically.
Yeah, so let's see. I was wondering. Yeah, polite. Radiant, skip. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by demons. What nerve! You're very upset that the so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone is very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. Just want to see if, like, we see anything with the hero. Because I know he was there, and it said spectator. No, okay, cool. Do we want to look at it from the Overlord's perspective? With maybe diplomatic?
Well, let's see now with underlings. We know with the underling, remember there was a thing where we see them coming out.
Yeah, and like there's all those colors. So
Yeah.
what if we have diplomatic, and he'll be disloyal. She won't be
Yeah.
antisocial.
Well, we were looking at the underling's perspective,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
She won't be obedient. She won't be antisocial because they were all in the room, and he'll be diplomatic.
No. Oh yeah. She won't be obedient. Yeah. You're right.
That's what.
Does she need to be tyrant or no?
Doesn't allow the underling to a day off. I don't know. I think either way the room started to burn. Maybe this is just like...
I think tyrant kind of just makes it harder for us to like placate
maybe,
the other demons. So okay, yeah, let's work with that.
Skip. Let's overthrow her. Josh.
Oh, is it favorite task?
Because
She
of
agreed.
the polite.
She greets you and and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options.
Hear her
You're
out.
right.
Josh.
No. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. You read the rest of this.
This is
Yeah. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up. Rude.
rude.
One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask what their deal is.
Damn.
Some people gotta pay for that stuff. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're going to get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. If they want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, of course you reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause.
Okay, let's kill the Overlord, or she's actually not so bad, you guys.
No, that's a new ending. Take it.
Fair.
Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize for you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. I'm just gonna open my door.
Okay. Bow, 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 bow. Josh doesn't have to edit the stream. Which is, I guess, good for Josh. But I don't get to talk to Editor Josh. Sad news. Editor Josh, I miss thee. But he'll never know that I said that because you got up and left and you don't even have to deal with it because it's a live stream. I have.
Hi.
Hello.
That is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response.
Jesus.
Faith wandering in. Okay.
Reset.
Reset the stage. Do the same thing, but we're gonna be disloyal.
So throw her, skip. Get art, skip. Okay, let's kill Overlord.
You tell them you're just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say that you're always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if the assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you're innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about... I don't know why you want to correct me, I had that.
Yeah, but you sounded like you were struggling, so I wanted to congratulate you.
I was sort of like how to do it like in the accent, because I was like... worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. I figure they just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on. And while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want to. Wanted to come down to this. But you can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas.
Ah, there we go. So now we have purple, we have all of their colors.
You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. You know what I think is going to happen? We have to try and make it so all four of them survive to get like the good ending. If it is a good ending. So it doesn't matter if the other demons die as long as the four characters
Yeah.
survive. They take off to the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck!
Nice!
The Overlord will kill you all for sure if you find out you're conspiring to take her out. If you dash into the castle after the humans. Not there for you.
If you...
Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cried it was all your idea, and it was they who were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You don't believe they tell Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence.
Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel.
She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and 2 humans. And then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick.
So we need to go to the Overlord's perspective so that that doesn't happen. Traitor ending end.
Yeah.
So let's look at it from...
So we need to keep this. Well,
I think let's keep this combination and just look at it from the Overlord's perspective.
okay.
Because that will probably be a new ending.
And I was just making sure about like his underlings one.
Do we want to be Tyrant or grant the day off?
Oh, granting. Oh, he'll pick the disloyal one regardless because we said it like that. So let's be nice with maybe it helps change minds.
Skip. We let her stay.
Let's just stay.
Hero. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Ooh, this is new. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Keep her here.
Possessive. Okay, do that. Because that's a new one.
The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now.
If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you.
You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step toward the maiden and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings. The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling.
Okay. Try that again,
With
but
the
remove
Overlord.
disloyal.
Yeah, reset the stage. Disloyal.
And then do the exact thing again and see what happens.
Grant the day off. Skip. Let her stay. Skip. Possessive.
Yeah. Because it gets into that whole argument again. I want to see if it just ends differently, or if it was underling shouldn't come now.
You don't
But the
understand
room
why.
will probably still be set on fire.
You take a step towards the maiden, she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Selfish overlord. So
Okay.
I want to do possessive from underling's perspective. Oh, we haven't read his. Here you go. There's a new.
She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. I think that's probably going to be the same now.
Hear her out. Skip. This is new, I think.
They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide. No, we've seen that. The only new stuff. Oh, okay, so it goes back to this.
On it. Skip. Okay, let's kill the overlord. Skip. There we go.
You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there.
Whoops, sorry.
You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord's distraction, you figure this is a good chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. It was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner.
Thank you for saving me.
It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous.
That's weird after you just murdered someone.
She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle.
You are the new overlord. Heroic underling end. I wonder what these are. So, okay, what if we do Overlord's perspective without the possessive thingy?
Well, yeah, we'll just see it from them coming to speak to us from our perspective again.
Let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and the maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon, so you close your eyes for a while. You've almost fallen asleep when the maiden and hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised how nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was that first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. A group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds on the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die. Burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Take retribution or forgive them.
Forgive them. Oh, well, let's take retribution. I mean, but we already see what happens with take retribution, but we haven't actually gotten the end.
Side, yeah. You release the underling, killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Overlord's true end. Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true end is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theatre. Is the pain setting in? Ah, you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that in my theatre, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. But I think we ended there. So now we have her as merciful.
Yeah. So there's gonna be hidden traits for all of them.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. Oh, I've got save slots.
Very nice.
Nice!
And I mean, we've gotten like more than half of the endings now.
So we can always come back.
Yes.
You're a young and courageous slayer of demons who fights to protect humans. But yes, thank you everybody for watching. We will see you all again on Sunday? No, Friday. It's Wednesday.
Friday.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.